Welcome to Forbes CEO Talks. I am Kun Dang. I'm the CEO of Forbes Vietnam. If you are a job seeker or employer, you probably have heard of a company called Navigos Group, which is a parent company of one of the most popular online platform for recruitment in Vietnam. It's called Vietnam Works and Navigos Search. So today I have the pleasure to interview the chairman and CEO of Navigos Group, Mr. Gaku Echizanya.
Thank you very much.
So thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me here today. And it's my pleasure to have you to talk to you.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we never met. So let's talk a little bit about your background. Mm-hmm. So how long have you been in Vietnam? Do you know much about this company before?
Yes. Okay. All right. My journey, why I come to Vietnam is M&A. So our headquarters, which is called in Japan, in Group, acquired Navigos Group in 2013. So at the time, my responsibility is to, after acquisition, to operate.
Have you been to Vietnam before, prior to the acquisition?
No.
No?
I couldn't imagine how Vietnam and what is the Vietnam culture and the people, or even like Vietnamese food.
Right.
So,
right.
And I couldn't imagine I come here and I work here for a long time.
That was unexpected. I hope you're still happy being here.
Yeah, sure, of course. So that is why I extend to stay here more longer time.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
And then before that, I used to work some countries. I changed my company, but I never changed my passion is recruitment.
Right.
HR.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So what was the market like? Why did Japan acquire this group?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see a big potential in the recruitment industry in Vietnam?
Sure. Yeah, because Japan or maybe developed country has a lot of potential. So, but Vietnam is a developing country, and the recruitment market potential is very simple mathematics. The population, number of population, and also average age of the population. So maybe that Japan and Vietnam has a similar population, like a 100 million population. Mm-hmm. So, but the difference is age, average age. So average age of Japan is 40, 80 years old.
Oh wow.
40, 80 years old, cannot imagine, right? So, but here, 30 years old. 30 years old is the average age of the population. Maybe 30 years old, you don't know how or maybe what is your suitable job. So then you change the job frequently. So, but we want to provide more best match for Vietnamese people. So that is why we see a lot of potential and opportunity if we acquire Navigos Group at that time. And then that was right, because from 2013, so we have massive growth in 5 years or 7 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Before COVID.
Yeah. So in this space, for Vietnam Works, when you joined, what was it like? The company transitioning between this company local and then there's a big group from Japan and Japan come in and you took over. What's your experience like in terms of integrating this into a bigger group? Because it's part of a cultural thing as well. You come to Vietnam for the first time.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Right.
So, and then I don't know what about Vietnam. So firstly, I need to understand about the culture and the people, and then of course, what kind of service that we provide for labor market. So, and at the time, our problem was a high turnover rate. So because of course the people, if there is a lot of opportunity, then people easy to change the job without thinking, which is also affect to our company as well. So then at the time, I took a lot of resignation letter, and then I took also the interview. Final interview, exit interview. So my office is not really a real office. My office was like a coffee shop, and then talk about. Firstly, my question is very simple. Why you join our company? The second question is why you quit. So, and then I can find maybe the gap
Right.
between your expectation and then your result. So then I take this opportunity to understand our culture. Our culture means a Vietnamese culture.
Mm.
So then I can slowly to change our environment. So that is my first challenge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you see that pattern continues throughout the year? Let's say you brought up a good point where because there's so many opportunities in Vietnam, the economy is growing, there's more job opportunities out there. People change their jobs without thinking as much. Does that continue since you joined? You still see the pattern of today? What's the average time that they stay at an organization?
Yeah, it's not so, but of course, for young people, young generation can change the job frequently to seek the opportunities. I think this is okay because maybe this is a system different between like Japan or another country or Vietnam. So if you really think about your career in university period, so then maybe you can find best match,
Right.
suitable job.
Right.
So, but the Vietnam system is you study very hard in university. Then after that, you graduate university. Then you can find your job. So then you have not so much time to think about seriously. So then once you join the company, oh, maybe this is not suitable for me. So then I want to challenge. So maybe this kind of thing is still frequently happen, but maybe more positive change. Oh, if I don't like this job, then I change the job. It's not really good reason.
Right.
But if you want to change because I want to try something new, maybe this is a good opportunity for you. And then this has happened in recently.
I want to touch on a little bit on the technology side. You have a massive database. How do you screen the candidates? Are you investing in machine learning, AI technology? What are you doing with the company from a technology standpoint?
Yes. Yeah, exactly correct. We are using machine learning and AI to suggest what kind of job is suitable for you to job seekers. Because job seekers sometimes don't know about which one is suitable. So then if you apply, and then we can also track every single record of your activity. So then we recommend which one is a suitable job for you. So then job seeker can apply this company, this position, or this one.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
You have a big engineering team here?
Yes, about 70 engineering team. We are doing by ourselves to develop our product. We have same business by our headquarters. So online platform has been started 1996. We have using a lot of technology from our mother company. So and then we sometimes talk about what and which technology can be adapted for Veteran Works, and also what technology also adapt for Navigos search as well. Because headhunting business is nothing changed for 30 years. So, but now it is a time to change. So we also bring some of the technology into Navigos search as well.
Let's talk about the change in that industry. Let's just say the last 30 years, nothing really changed much, except now there's trending in or the benefits of leveraging technology to make the job of your team much easier and the job of the job seekers easier. One part about technology. The other part is the impact of the global COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
How did that change the landscapes of the labor force in terms of more demand from the employers or more demand from the people out there?
Yeah. So first lockdown, as we remember, 2020 in April. So for 1 month, at that time, suddenly change. Suddenly change means half of job has disappeared. Yes. Vietnam works, we usually have more than 10,000
Because
jobs.
companies freeze their hiring.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So, and then, yeah, more than 5,000 jobs disappear.
Vanished. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then Navigos search, usually they receive the client, but almost all procedure has stopped. Of course, the hiring freeze.
Mm.
So, and then that was a big impact, not only for our company, but also for all of the industry. So then gradually going up and then gradually recovering. And then after last year's lockdown, so then getting okay now. Now the job market is recovering and demand and the supply is at the during a lockdown period, it suddenly changed. But now so many demand is coming from not only local company but also FDI multinational company. So FDI company are always moving to Vietnam and then seek the opportunity to operate. And then a lot of company, most of all company, are willing to hire after COVID situation. So and then job seeker side, candidate side is shortage. It is really difficult.
The borders open, more international visitors coming in, more travelers, and FDIs are coming in. Now they need people,
Mhm.
but there are not enough people that rejoining the workforce. Why is that?
Yeah, we need some more time to adapt this new normal. So because we have this kind of experience for all of people, maybe some company have layoff or maybe salary cut. So then people think about more stable job. So and then if you change the job, it's some kind of a risk.
Mm.
So this is the mindset for job seekers right now. So we need some more time to adapt this. Even number of jobs is increasing a lot. So and of course, people are not too much optimistic because before COVID, I think Vietnam has no this kind of downtown.
Right.
So in a developed country, so we had a financial crisis in 2008. At that time, it was suddenly changed. So then Vietnam has not so much. So then maybe this is the first time for Vietnamese people, especially young people, facing downtown period. So then people think about more realistic. So then this mindset is also affect to changing job, more maybe careful. So it takes more time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the top industries that changed in
Mhm.
terms of demand in the market for more talented people.
Mhm.
Is it fintech? Is it healthcare? Is it real estate?
Yeah.
What's your view?
Yeah. In Vietnam, so the first one is a banking.
Banking.
Yeah.
Banking has a big demand.
Yes.
Wow.
Because everything go online, digital transformation. So now is online banking is most of all bank have this kind of app. So then, of course, bank they didn't have this kind of capability. So that is why they need to hire from outside. So then, banking sector is a number one top demanding industry. And then secondly is a real estate construction is of course
Construction,
booming.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's booming. And then some other is like a security. Security means of course people wants to open the security and changing your investment. So then security and also insurance as well. And IT is always. IT is always.
Right.
Yeah, before COVID, yes. And then during COVID, yes. And then after COVID, yes.
That's the safest place to be if you have kids and just tell them to go to IT.
Yeah, because a lot of demand, not only inside Vietnam, from all over the world. So before COVID, I think there's a lot of demand from Japan or from the other country near Vietnam, which calls near shore. But now offshore, and then we have a lot of demand from US as well, and the Europe as well. They want to outsource this kind of product to develop in Vietnam to deliver to headquarters.
In Vietnam, with this big transformation, what's the talent pool look like? Do we have enough tech talent? Do we have enough skilled labor? Do we have enough great pool of technical leadership?
Yes, I think that of course it's shortage for every industry all over the world, not only Vietnam. Also, Vietnam need more management level. So because the technical skill is enough, I think it's enough. And of course, we need to develop these kind of things. But the technology plus management skill is one of the challenge for Vietnam IT industry. So I think these kind of things are still rely on the foreign expat people. So, but can be changed in 5 years or 10 years.
And how do we get more of these talented people from within?
I think if we focus on digital transformation in all industry, for all industry, we can also develop more talent from university. So then we have more talent pool. Of course, after that, what we need is a company's education. So I always encourage companies, top management, to educate your people to be a manager level. This is one of the benefit for Vietnam.
So corporate training, what else employers today need to do in terms of getting more talent to join them?
Yeah,
What programs do they create?
Yeah. So firstly, of course, the culture. This is the one of the important part. If you hire someone from outside, if you have your own culture, own strong culture, then can be good and adapt for every person. If you don't have strong culture, so or passion or maybe the goal, it is really difficult to make this person perform well. So firstly, culture, and then including benefit, because variety of benefit is one of the concerning point. And then the second point is development. Learning and development is crucial for the people. So especially Vietnam now, maybe this is the right time to develop the people, because people, especially Vietnamese people, eager to learn something new. So especially young people, if company provide suitable training, this is one of the best way to grow the company.
In modern society, culture is very important because business went through many different stages. Vietnam is quite young as a country. Many big businesses here are also very successful. But do you see the trend of these businesses in Vietnam learning to focus on building such a strong culture? Or has it not been focused of the leaders here?
I think it's not enough. Not
It's
enough,
not enough.
means yes. We need some more time to develop this own culture, like a startup. Now, many of successful startup coming from Vietnam, of course, need some more time to develop the culture, own culture, and also the local company also need to change the culture, maybe from traditional to more advanced. So this is very similar of Japan. The Japan has a very traditional culture, which is good, which is good. So, however, in this VUCA era, we need to change. Also, company need to change because young talent always shortage. So, like, okay, working culture. If you stick with 5 days, you need to come to the office. So then we need to think about something to change. So we have like some additional annual leave, which called urgent case day. So if you have some urgent case, so then you can take this urgent case day. So this kind of flexible work style is maybe good for the young people.
Many companies out there, especially the big competitors, they probably pick their own angle.
Mhm.
What about Navigos Group? Are you there for the employer or are you there for the employee?
Okay. So means that which one we focus on?
Yes.
So actually, this is my philosophy. If the people are happy, then they perform well. So then they can bring and then they can contribute more to the company. So firstly, we really focus on user centric. User means a job seeker and a candidate. If they can find any suitable job, we call dream job. So then they can bring more contribution to the company. First thing first, we focus on job seeker and the candidate.
That's great. I think it went back to when you first talked about when you first entered Vietnam,
Mhm.
you've seen a lot of turnover.
Yeah,
And that is because the factor of happiness, right?
yeah,
You focus on the employees. If they're happy, then you bring them to the right employers.
yeah,
Otherwise, the employers would face the same problem that you did when you first moved to Vietnam.
yeah. That's true.
Unhappy employees, high turnover in the workplace.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, because this is through my experience. So after we solve this kind of problem in our company Navigos Group, so then in 5 years, so our revenue has been grown 3 times. This was my track record. So, and this is my evidence. So that is why if the people are working in our company are unhappy, so then company cannot grow. So that is why we really focus on job seeker and the people first. If the people happy, so then they can bring more and more to the company, not only company, but also for the society.
You named your employees dream makers.
Mhm.
Is there a great reason behind? Could you share a bit more?
Mhm. We are making a dream by human resource. So our mission is to helping people and then companies achieve their dream by human resource. So, and then we call dream makers because our employee, making a dream for both job seekers and also company. We have a good culture, and then we have 5 core values, and then we all understand about these 5 core value to use your capability and ability to perform the maximize.
Mm.
And then, of course, I really want to focus on our people because we don't have any tangible product. If we have iPhone, so then we can focus on this product, but we don't have any tangible product. So that is why our asset is only dream makers.
Mm.
So I always focus on dream makers to be happy, and then if they are happy, so then they can perform well after the company also grow. So this is the way.
That's an interesting part because you are building a team of dream makers
Mhm.
that help employers and employees to find match. What do you do within your organization? What's your leadership style like? Because you have to help build a team that help others out there
Mhm.
to find good match in terms of employment.
Yeah,
How do you keep your team
yeah,
intact and stay and retain talent?
yeah. So I always listen from especially young people because I have a lot of meetings with director level, but of course our target audience is not my generation. So that's why I always listen from the young, and also they have a fresh eyes. So that is why after my presentation, I always have a lunch with new dream makers and have some casual talk. And my office is always door is always open to listen. One of my favorite core value is a straight talk. So straight talk is good because if we emphasize this value, so then people can talk without any permission from your managers. And then I always talk with new colleague or even they have not so much experience, but I want to know about these kind of things. My passion is to develop the people. So that is why I never changed this my passion to other industry.
Only this whole industry has been the same, except
Yeah,
the techniques of getting there is different.
yeah, that's it. That's
The
it.
more you have experience, the more exciting things that you see in the future.
Yeah, because maybe this is a very simple mathematic. If you are happy, then you can perform well. If you are not happy, you cannot perform well. So then the best way to grow is how we can create the best environment for the people. This is my motto. So that's why I really focus on our dream makers.
Keep them happy.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
That is my job, and then my job is very easy, right?
Good.
Yeah.
What do you see the industry? What do you see the future of HR and recruitment here in Vietnam?
Yes, I think there's a lot of opportunities because the company, of course, economy is growing, company is growing. So what they need is people. Of course, the manpower, labor force, they need to hire. So our industry has a bright future. So, but we need to change more technology side.
But when does Vietnam hit the peak of labor force, where people are leaving the labor force? Because right now we're talking about Vietnam as such a young country, young population.
Yep.
When do you see they are actually hitting that peak?
Yes,
and then people started leaving the labor force.
Yes, in 2035. So then, of course, this is a peak. Around that time, we need to think about using more technology. But I think this is not so much program. And the Vietnamese people really like to get things done with new things, new technology. So, of course, in Vietnam, so labor force will be shortage, like some other developed country. But I'm not really worried about. Yeah, but of course, we need to develop the people in this certain period, because if we don't train, then our productivity is not going well, or it not going increasing. But the salary is going to increase. So then maybe another country, FDI or multinational company don't want to invest to Vietnam. So this is one of the concerning point, because like, okay, China. So a lot of company move out from China because the labor cost is very expensive now. So then move out from China to Vietnam. This is one of the advantage of Vietnam. But if the labor force have no so much experience or knowledge, in 10 years, a lot of FDI company will move out from Vietnam. So we need to develop our people.
I hope that won't come anytime soon.
Yeah.
The more, like you said, the more skilled people, the more talent that we have, and experienced people in the country, we will keep more investors coming in.
Yeah.
Where do you see Navigos Group in 5 or 10 years? What's the vision for the future?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. Of course, we want to continue to helping people and then companies achieve their dreams. It never changed for last 20 years. So this year is a 20 years anniversary for company.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, but I also worry about product life cycle, because usually 20 years is a product life cycle end. So then we need to transform, and we need to use more technology than before, even headhunting business as well. And then we want to change by ourselves, and then also we want to make change for Vietnam labor market as well. So this can be our goal for our 5 years.
We see the economy bounce back from COVID-19. The tremendous excitement in the labor force market, and also from the employer's perspective. I hope this continue to grow in terms of more jobs out there, and the economy will grow, and more people with more skill set and experienced And I wish the Navigos group to be much more successful in the future. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for joining me today, and it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kam.